Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jai Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Jaya Radha Madana Mohan Radha Madana Mohan Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Nitai Gaura, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So, welcome back to Bhagavad Gita as it is study class. So, we are today on new chapter, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. And today's verses are 1 to 3. We'll read the verse 1 to 3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashridaha karma bhalam karyam karma karodiya sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashridaha karma bhalam karyam karma karodiya sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashridaha karma bhalam karyam karma karodiya sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriya. Yes, Renugamaji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karotiyah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir chakriyah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Snigdhamalaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Bhagavan Vacha अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चक्रियः
Na niragnir na chakriya. Niragnir, one who does not light a fire.
न निराग्नि न चक्रियः.
What happened? Right. Renuka, you can read the translation.
The Blessed Lord said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Right. Verse 2. Yam sanyasamidhi prahur yogam tam vidhi prandava nahi asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Yam sanyasamidhi prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Yam sanyasamidhi prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Snigdhamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. यम संन्यासम् इति प्राहुर्योग्यं तं विधि पांडव न हि असन्न्यस्त संकल्पो योगी भवति कश्चिनः. कश्चन.
Right. Hare Krishna. Renuka Mataji.
Na sannyasa samiti prahuryo. Prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi
asanyasta sankalpo
nahi sanyasya sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Banawali, you want to read? Okay, Snigdhamaji can read the translation.
Yes, Prabhu. What is called renunciation is the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme. For no one can become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Right. Verse 3. Arudukshor mune yogam karma karana muchyade yoga arudhasya tasyaiva shama karana muchyade. Arudukshor mune yogam karma karana muchyade yoga arudhasya tasyaiva shama karana muchyade. Arudukshor mune yogam karma karana muchyade yoga rudasya tasyaiva shamakaranamuchyate. Renukamaji.
Aruruksho muneryogam karma karana muchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva samaha karana muchyate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योग्यं कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव समः कारणमुच्यते. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Renukamaji can read the translation.
For one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for one who has already attained to yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. Hare Krishna.
Om Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmedidam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stavidam yena bhutale Swayam Rupagada Yam Dadadi Swapadandhigam Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yudapadakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha, Shri Rupam Sagrajadam, Kanadagnadhan Vidam Tam Sajivam, Sadvaidam Savadudam, Parijana Saidam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Sri Radha Krishna Padan, Saganagada Shivishagan Vidamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho, Dinabandho Jagalpade, Gopesha Goviga Kanda, Radha Kanda Namastude, Taptaganjana Gayurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Rishabhanasude Devi, Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha kalpadruvescha kripa sindhuvyevacha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarni Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Shri Bhavanu Vacha Anashida Karma Balam Karyam Karma Karodiya Sasanyasi Cha Yogi Cha Naniragnir Chakriya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to fruits of his work and works as is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is a true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So Krishna is now beginning with a new process, a new yoga, Dhyana Yoga, which was a glimpse was given in verses 27 and 28. Spashan kritva bahirbhahyams chachushaivander bhruvo pranapano samo kritva nasya abhyandracharino yedendriya mano buddhir munir mokshaparayanaha vigadecha bhaya krodha yasada mukta evasa. So, Dhyana Yoga entails not only controlling of senses, but controlling of mind also. Because once the senses are in order, now the mind has to be controlled by meditation. This is called Dhyana Yoga. While in case of Karma Yoga, basically senses have to be controlled because you're always working. There is no cessation of work till the self-realization has come. So, in case of Karma Yoga, the basic thing is the senses are to be controlled. Yada samhari chayam kurmanangani vasha. That second verse you have seen. In second chapter, verse 56, we have seen. 56 or 57, 58. Yada samhare chayam kurmanangani vasarvasha indriyani indriyatebhya satya prajna pratya. So senses have to be controlled in case of a karma yogi. And this is done in Dhyana Yoga also by the eightfold Ashtanga Yogas. Yama Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. This is basically physical activity, it's a thing only, meant for controlling these senses. Karma Yoga has been very thoroughly explained by Krishna, and superiority of Karma Yoga is also shown. It's a superior over Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, the goal is the same, which is a Brahman realization. But Karma Yoga is more easier and not subject to fall down. These are the advantages of Karma Yoga vis-a-vis Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga, there's always a risk of element of fall down. because nobody is pure of heart. Jnana Yoga, the precondition is that the practitioner should be sinless. He should have a pure heart. But it is not possible for a person who has taken a body to be sinless. The fact that we have taken a body and we have taken birth itself indicates that it is because of our sinful activities only. Now, you may think that sinful activities means doing some crimes or doing some mischief or doing some abominable acts. It is not like that. Sinful acts means any act done in body consciousness is sinful act because it creates bondage. So in 12th chapter, Krishna says, Klesha abhigrastesham avyaktasakta chedasam avyakta hi gadir dukkham deha vapyate. One who has taken body, who has taken birth, who is having a material body, is definitely having some vasanas, impressions, which is carrying off previous lives. So that can be cleansed only through karma yoga, which is not, if it is not cleansed and you are taking up jnana yoga prematurely, this thing will come up. It will rise like a serpent raises food. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says a very, very rare persons can be able to do it. For example, maybe Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya may be able to do it because he's an incarnation of Shiva only. So very, very few people. So that's why it's not practical. Jnana Yoga needs most what I call appropriate sense. It is not practical at all. And later you'll find, if you go along with this in Dhyana Yoga also, you find that Dhyana Yoga is also not practical, at least in this Yuga. Anyway, Krishna is now commencing his teaching on Dhyana Yoga. And this chapter has got 47 verses. And we'll have just a look at that breakdown of the chapter. There are 6 sections. 47 verses, 6 sections. The first section is 1 to 4, advancing yoga through detached work. Advancing yoga through detached work. Because both Ashtanga Yogi and Karma Yogi has to be detached while doing work. The second section, 6.5 to 6.9, or rather, let's say 5 to 9, verses 5 to 9, Yoga Rudha said, giving up the work. And the third section starts the Dhyana Yoga process, 10 to 32, verses 10 to 32, further stages in practice of yoga. So Dhyana Yoga starts, and Krishna will be explaining the different steps in the ladder. Basically, there are 3 types of realization as you go along. Some siddhis you will get while you are meditating on your mind. Some siddhis, ashtasattvika siddhis may come to you. And a second stage, you get Brahman realization. The final stage, you have Paramatma realization. Verses 33 to 36, that is section 4, indicates the necessity of controlling the turbulent mind. Because as we have indicated, in Dhyana Yoga, perfect control of mind is required if you are to be successful. So mind is very difficult to control. Arjuna specifically states this in verse 34. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadhi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Chanchalam hi mana. Mind is always shifting. It is scintillating. So, how to control this turbulent mind is given in verses 33 to 36, 4 verses. And next section 5, 37 to 45, destination of an unsuccessful yogi. What happens? A yogi takes up this process and not able to complete it in this life itself. What will be the destination of the yogi? Arjuna is very keen to know, and Krishna explains it in 37 to 45. And the last two verses, 46 and 47, is a topmost yogi. Who is a topmost yogi? Okay, I'll give in the group. You can go through. So, in the first two verses here, Dhyana Yoga again glorifies Karma Yoga. It starts with Karma Yoga, again glorifying Karma Yoga before entering to Dhyana Yoga. Say, Anashida Karma Bhalam, Karyam Karma Karodiya. One who is doing as a job, as a matter of duty only, without, as you know, interested in the results, without aspiring for results or desiring the results or depending on the results. One who does it as a matter of duty only. Matter of duty, in first duty, as far as a bonded entity, living entity, is to maintain his body. 3.8 says, Niyadam Kuru Karmatvam Karma Jayo Hi Akarmana Sharir Yatra Viche Na Prasiddhe Akarmana. Sharira Yatra Viche Na Prasiddhe. You are not be able to maintain the body unless you work. So you are obligated to work for maintaining your body and your family members also. But the real duty, obligation of a living entity is to render service to Krishna. So a karma yogi who has dovetailed all his work as a service to Krishna, understand that as a spirit soul, his foremost duty is to serve Krishna, because we are part and Krishna is a whole, and it is a duty of a part to serve the whole. Like the whole is a body, and the different parts of the body are hands, fingers, legs, arms, eyes, nose. Everything has to work for the body only. So this is a duty for a living entity. Then he does without any self-interest, only as a yoga. Because it is very difficult to work. Normally, it is very difficult to work without any interest. Some interest will always be there. You say with agenda, a hidden agenda. Sometimes we talk about hidden agenda. Openly means it may appear that it doesn't have any other plan except then the work or the whatever things he's doing or whatever things he's explaining outwardly or superficially. But sometimes there be a hidden agenda. So this interest is always a person cannot work without interest, some desire. But person in Krishna consciousness, who is thoroughly in Krishna consciousness, he doesn't have any personal interest. Even a sannyasi or a jnana yogi or dhyana yogi have some personal interest is there. Sannyasi, he wants to get rid of this material life. He wants liberation, moksha. In 28 is given. Yadendra Mano Buddhi Munir Mokshavarayana. Muni, his destination is moksha only. He wants to be liberated. Why he wants? Because he wants to be liberated means his self-interest only. The bhakta is not very interested in getting liberation. Bhakta is interested only in serving. So he is deriving a lot of happiness when he sees Krishna is happy. Yesterday's class I was mentioning about a friend of Krishna, Sakha, Krishna Sakha in Vrindavan. He was fanning Krishna nicely. Krishna is here, he is resting, and Madhumangala is name. He comes and picks up a fan and starts fanning Krishna. And Krishna is very relaxed. Krishna is very happy, feeling the cool breeze. He's relaxing and he's smiling. And seeing Krishna happy, Madhumangala becomes also happy. And then he becomes ecstatic as he goes on giving the service, giving the running service, become very ecstatic. And some H.G.Satyavrta Bhava gets manifest in his body. The hairs are standing on an end. His throat was getting choked. And tears were flowing from his eyes. And when tears were flowing from his eyes, his vision got blurred and he couldn't see Krishna properly. So then he thought, because I cannot see Krishna properly, my service is getting interrupted. So if he said, because I'm getting ecstatic and because I'm deriving a lot of pleasure, ecstasy from this, my seva to Krishna is getting interrupted, I should not be that ecstatic. So the devotee is not even allowing his happiness to interfere with this seva. So he's only exclusively interested in serving Krishna, no self-interest at all. No personal sense gratification is not there. So he is actually the real sannyasi. He is a yogi. The word sannyasa will be explained in next verse very clearly. Now, he's a person. He's a renunciant as well as a perfect yogi. Also, not a person who does not light any fire, nor does any work. Light a fire means, it is yajna only. Yajna, this homokunda, you have to light a fire. Or at least for cooking also, you have to light fire. Cooking can also be considered yajna. A jnana yogi who has renounced all work, he is not even in work. How he can work? He is not cooking for himself. He is not lighting any fire for any yajna, and is not engaged in new work. No, he cannot be called a sannyasi or renunciate, because next word it is given more perfectly. In this verse, Srila Prabhupada is quoting from this Shikshastakam of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Singhdamaji, are you familiar with Shikshastakam?
Yes, Prabhuji, but I not remembered. I am singing the song.
You're thinking?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You have to study more.
Yes,
yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I'm singing, but I have not remembered that one.
Okay. You can start now. Study one verse every day, one day. So 8 days you can do it. Then recite the whole verse every day. It will take only 2-3 minutes only. It's very, very important because it contains everything. It is the glorification of Nama, Harinam is there. How Harinam will take a person from a very neophyte state up to the most highest stage, which is called Vipralamba Bhava. And that is explained by verse after verse. Steady progress. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has not written any books. All about him was written by his associates like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and then Vrindavan Das Thakura. Then you have Chaitanya Mangala. Many books are there about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu written by his associates, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has not written any book except these 8 verses. So, Nadhanam, this is the 4th verse of Shishtashtagam. Nadhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kapidam ma jagadish kame, mama janmini shri bhavdat bhakti haitu. Talking about the selflessness of his devotee. He doesn't have any desire at all. Any desire to accumulate wealth. He doesn't have any accumulate to have so many followers. No interest in marrying a beautiful girl. Or he's not interested in getting a big scholarly position. No. He doesn't have any kind of such material desires, except that he says that every birth, if I have to go through again and again and again birth, so I don't mind going through birth, provided I have a what you call costless devotion for Krishna. A costless devotion for Krishna is all that I require. For that, he's praying to Krishna. So Krishna Bhakti मिलने के लिए Krishna चाहिए, Krishna कृपा चाहिए. I just posted one today. One post is there. So next verse is yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi asanyasa sangalpo yogi bhavati kashchana. What is called renunciation should not be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme. So yoga means linking with Supreme. So sannyasa is another meaning is that is actually you are linking with Supreme. But how we can do sannyasa without asanyasa sangalpa? You have to sannyasa without asangalpa, asanyasa sangalpa, asanyasta. You have to abandon. You cannot be a yogi unless you abandon or renounce. Also, what is that you have to renunciate, or what you have to renounce rather? What is that you have to renounce? Somebody says that I'll renounce all my personal possessions. I'll renounce my family members. I'll renounce whatever I have with me. All the material possessions which I have, I'll renounce. Maybe after some time, I'll renounce my jnana also. But that is actually not a real renunciation. Srila Prabhupada says one person, I announced everything. Krishna, Prabhupada was scolding him, was chastising him. He asked, what is that you have to renounce? You have to renounce means something you should be in possession. You don't have anything. Everything belongs to Krishna only. Ishavasham idam sarvam. Everything belongs to Krishna. So in that case, what is that you are going to renounce? Nothing is in your possession. Everything is in Krishna only. You don't have any possession at all. You may think that you're in possession. What you have renounced is what actually belongs to Krishna only. So that is not real renouncing. Real renouncing means abandoning illusion by which you are identifying the body with self, which means mithya ahangara. So I mean, that means renouncing what you don't have, what has been imposed on you. Now, we are pure souls. So what has been imposed on us is this bodily consciousness, which we call as mithya ahangara. When you are identifying yourself with the body, it is an illusion. So this illusory identification of the body with self is to be abandoned. That is real sannyasa. So sannyasa means not a person who is wearing saffron clothes, not a person who is given so many material possessions. Sannyasi is really means one who has given up the illusory identification of the body with soul, mithya ahangara, who has overcome this mithya ahangara. So that sannyasi is yogi only. The many verses in there, in 4.9, you will find yasya sarve samarambha kama sangalpa varjidaha. Kama sangalpa varjida. Desire, bodily, because desire is being arisen or is germinating from the body consciousness, awareness of body only. So kama sangalpa means desires when you identify yourself with the body. So this has to be varjit, it has to be given up. So this is most important. Sannyasa means actually abandoning this identification of body with self. Tektva karma bhalasana. Then only you are giving up the fruits of this work. First, the desire, that is what you call the identification of the body has to be given up first. Then you do the work, and then you surrender the karma bhala. So giving up the karma bhala is secondary only. The real announcement is that you are getting over the myth of identifying self, the Mithya Hangara. So that's when in this fifth chapter, Krishna says in the third verse, very clearly Krishna says, Nyaya sa nitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na nitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kankshadi. One who does not hate nor desire. The hate and desire, all the dualities are based on your body consciousness. So when you are above this body consciousness, you can understand that he's nitya sannyasi. Neha sa nitya sannyasi, neya sa nitya sannyasi, yona dveshti na kankshadi. So sannyasi, even a householder can be a sannyasi if he is in that state of consciousness, completely dependent on Krishna. So all his senses are engaged for working for Krishna only. So the real aim of living entity is to give up all selfish satisfaction and be prepared to satisfy the Supreme. A Krishna conscious person has no desire for any kind of self-enjoyment. He is always engaged for the enjoyment of Supreme. He is always engaged for the enjoyment of Supreme. That is a real hallmark of a devotee. But one who does not have, because why he is engaged? Because he is in affection for Krishna, love for Krishna, because understand Krishna, who is Krishna, Supreme Personality, and he has love for Krishna. One who does not have any attachment for Krishna naturally will work for his own self-satisfaction. So Chaitanya Chadaman says that when you are engaging your senses for Krishna, it is called prema. When you are engaging your senses for yourself, it is called kama. Some like that. There's a verse is there. Remember the number. Yes. Atmendriya tripti vancha tare bali kama. Atmendriya pridi vancha tare bali kama. Krishnendriya pridi icha dhare premanama. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi, fourth verse, fourth chapter. That now we are actually in fourth verse, fourth chapter now. So Adi is the first part, and in the first part, fourth chapter, 165, verse 165. Atmendriya, to desire, to gratify one's own senses, priti vancha, to satisfy vancha, is tare bali kama, that is called kama. Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dhare Premadama. But desire to please a sense of Krishna is called prema, love. So prema means pleasing Krishna. Kama means pleasing our own senses. Lust. So, and then what do you call this? What do you call the prema between this girl and boy, husband? Actually, it's not prema. It's called lust only. Prema is only when you dovetail your senses for the pleasure of Krishna. That is prema. That is available only in spiritual world, not in the material world. So the next verse starts with Aruksho Mune Yogam Karma Karnamuchade Yoga Rudasata Seva Shama Karnamuchade.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
First part, 4th chapter, 4th verse. Fourth verse.
First part is actually Chaitanya Charitamrita is divided in 3 parts: Adi, Madhya, and Antya. So Adi Leela, we call Adi Leela. 4th chapter, verse 165. 4.165. Actually, in the morning session class, we are actually now going 4th chapter only, but in the beginning. Now this is 165.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Ariksho Mune Yogam, one person who is now the ladder is divided into has so many rungs. You have the ladder is there, so many rungs are there, and each rung it's each process, one process. The person who is fixed on one rung is understood by that name. So in the rung, Karma Yoga is the lowest, then Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. A person who is in the Karma Yoga, in the lowest rung, is known as Karma Yogi, then Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, and Bhakti Yogi. Yoga, of course, we have to understand yoga actually means linking to Supreme in by different methods. So, Ariksha, the beginning of the ladder is called work only. So, work is beginning. So, in the ladder, you have to do work for your perfection of your senses. Also, perfection of your purification of your senses and purification of your mind, intelligence, etc. Work is to be there. And this is also same as Ashtanga Yoga, where you have in this practicing asanas, yama, niyama, and practicing asanas, same as work in Karma Yoga. Yoga Rudha stage means advanced stage. Yoga Rudha means advanced stage. Advanced stage is when you get desires to impel the fruitive work, one retires from active duties for contemplation meditation. So you stop other work and now you are contemplating meditating. And there you have, here you have when stop working means dhyana stage. Stop working is called dhyana stage. In the eightfold system, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So, a Karma Yogi will cease from all material activities, or we can say even all prescribed duties also. One is self-realized. Prescribed duties, of course, is material only. That's why Krishna Prabhupada says material duties, material activities. Because in your in ashram, in your varna, based on your material qualifications only. So this is beginning of Dhyana Yoga. In the next verses, we will find that Yoga Rudha stage up to verse 9. Then from 10th onwards, we will find the Dhyana Yoga in detail. Any clarification need? Any doubts? Okay. Saturday is our pentathlon. Please prepare for that. Sigdamaji can render.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. प्रह्लाद लाददायिनि हिरण्यकाशिपुर्वक्षः शिलटङ्कानाखालाई इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदयेर्नरसिंह नरसिंहमदि शरणं प्रपदे तब कर कमल बरे नखामद्भुत शृंगम दालिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगम केशबद्रित नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि 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 जय नरहरि जय प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज प्रह्लाद महाराज जय प्रह्लाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यु नमाम्यहम् ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यु नमाम्यहम् ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यु नमाम्यहम् श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मामुख पद्मभृंग श्री नरसिंह जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मामुख पद्मभृंग श्री नरसिंह जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मामुख पद्मभृंग सर्व विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय।
कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो आनंद कोटि वैष्णव की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हिज ग्रेस
जय।
महाराज दास प्रभु की
जय।
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.